Get
up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Good morning, everyone. This is a live shot from Cordillera up overlooking their golf course, and you can see that that sun is out and shining and is absolutely beautiful. We have another beautiful day in store for us, and we're going to continue to see that sunshine throughout the week. Maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed, rain dance happening, everything you can do to bring that precipitation our way, only because we are kind of a little bit in desperate need of it right now. Starting off today, Eagle County is in a stage 1 fire ban, which means that if you want to go camping, you need to make sure that your camping site has an enclosed metal grated campfire, else you cannot have one, because we are seriously lacking moisture right now in Eagle County. So just make sure that you are so cautious of that. If you're going to smoke cigarettes in your car, make sure that you don't throw the butts out the window, because remember what happened last year when Glenwood Canyon almost went up completely in flames due to that. So just be so careful out there right now. And like I said, do your rain dance so that we can bring it. Today is Wednesday, June 16th. And for those of you who don't know what June 16th is, it's National Fudge Day. So maybe you have something that you want to celebrate. Fudge is a perfect way to do it. And we want to congratulate some people who should be celebrating maybe with some fudge today. VMS boys lacrosse won their game last night. They are headed to the quarterfinals. They won 17-7, so a large victory for them yesterday. And then Eagle Valley also won their lacrosse game, so they're headed to the quarterfinals as well for the 4A school district here in Colorado, which is super exciting. And they won their game going into overtime, so 12-11, just barely won. They put up a good fight. We have a great show in store for you. We've got multiple wonderful guests coming in. We've got Danielle from Carrots Jewelers. Danielle, our fearless leader from Park City, is here. She's going to be giving us some great information about some positions available here at TV8. So if you've always dreamed of working with us at TV8, well, now's your time. And Carrie Hogan from Knapp Ranch. And then we've got a very special guest coming on from Mein Haus, giving us some great research that he's been doing and kind of leading the charge on. He really had this big announcement last year, and then unfortunately COVID kind of hit and slowed everything down for him. So he's super excited to get back to it. All right, we're going to take a quick break and then a look at that local weather forecast, so stay tuned.
I'm Clinton Griffiths, the host of Ag Day Television. Get the latest news about crops, livestock, rural living, and so much more from our award-winning team. Follow the food you eat from the field to the store to your table every day, because what's happening on the farm matters to you and your family. Watch Ag Day weekdays.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Follow your favorite extreme sports athletes with the Telly Award-winning show, The Line. If you're an adrenaline junkie and need a daily dose of base jumping, skydiving, highlining, biking, kayaking, and more, then look no further. We've got you covered. Catch JT Holmes, Andy Lewis, Cam Zink, and many more extreme sport athletes here on The Line. Check your local listings for more information.
Welcome to Street Magic. I'm Elizabeth Stanton with some of the most terrifying stunts, extraordinary extreme escapes, and the most amazing cutting-edge magicians you'll ever see in one show. Get ready to have your mind turned inside out. The hand is definitely quicker than the eye.
It's fake.
We are excited to see that sunshine because it is fun to be out and play in the sun, but we are in desperate need of that precipitation with only a 10% chance today. We are really hoping that that starts to ramp up into the weekend. It looks like maybe on Saturday we might get some moisture, which would be amazing. But for today, we are expecting that high at 8 a.m. to be 59 degrees and then almost 90 degrees for the high at Vail Mountain Base. So make sure that if you are getting out there, you are wearing your sunscreen and you are doing everything you need to protect yourself. As we take a look ahead into this evening, we are expecting those temperatures to drop quite a bit, 51 degrees, and then that 10% chance of precipitation still lingering as we move on to tonight. That sun is going to be setting at 8:36 p.m. We are seeing some smoke from the fires down to the southwest of us, so those sunsets right now have been very pretty, and same with those sunrises, only because it's just enhancing those colors and making it more vibrant out there. As we take a look at that I-70 corridor, maybe you are down in Denver today, 100 degrees down in Denver, 10% chance of precipitation down there as well, 89 degrees here in Vail, 93 in Avon, and then 94 in Eagle, so both out to the east and to the west of us, just a little bit warmer. Hopefully we start to see those temperatures cool down and that precipitation ramp up, and here it is. I'm so excited. Hopefully we start to see so much moisture come our way. Thursday, a high of 88, 20% chance of moisture, 85 degrees on Friday with that 30% chance of precipitation, a 50% chance on Saturday. So we're really hoping that we see a lot of rainfall. That way our rivers are in good shape, our wildlife is in good shape, and so much more. And then maybe they'll lift that stage 1 fire ban and we can enjoy 4th of July with fireworks, because at the rate we're going right now, those might have to be canceled too. So hopefully do your rain dance, do whatever you can to really bring out that precipitation. We're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to check in with Dan Talene from Carriage Jewelers.
It's the fastest half hour in television. Toyota's Race Week takes you inside the high-speed world of NASCAR. Go behind the scenes for a look into the high adrenaline world of motorsports and hear from your favorite drivers as they discuss the drive to a championship. If you love NASCAR, you won't want to miss Toyota's Race Week.
Each week on the Tech Show, you can look forward to the latest in technology and how you can use it too. We'll also chat with leading experts, and you'll find out if the latest gadget will take my money or not. Don't miss the Tech Show. Check your local listings.
I'm Tyne Morgan, host of U.S. Farm Report, a weekend tradition since 1975. I invite you to join us each week as we shine a light on agriculture today and the great way of life that can only be found in rural America. Our team travels the roads less taken to give you a unique perspective on an industry that is rooted in incredible diversity. Come along for the ride as we showcase how farming and ranching isn't just a profession, it's a way of life.
Welcome aboard! Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
Okay. Something that is kind of a wonderful tradition here in Vail is Carrots Jewelers, because Dan Talene does everything himself, which is absolutely incredible. And we're so lucky to have him here with us this morning. Dan, thank you so much for coming in.
Oh, thanks for having me, but I don't do everything myself. I've got great people behind me helping me. I have a staff that luckily I was able to keep through the pandemic. I call it the pandemic. That we made it through, and everybody kept their job. And no, if I did just everything myself, things wouldn't be nearly as nice.
I should have said a man of many hats.
Yeah, I am that.
There
I
we
do
go.
a lot of things. And I can do most things that we do in the store. I'm not very good at the computer. But other people are better at things than I am. So if it was all just me, the jewelry wouldn't be nearly as well made or nearly as nice as the people behind me can do. They can do really good work. And I'm the designer. That's really what I do. And since the pandemic hit, that's really what I've been doing, is designing. Well, we designed a website. Not that I did it, but if people want to take a look at our inventory, now we have a place where we were before a brochure. You could get online, and it was carrotsvail.com, and still is. And you could see what we do, and there's nice write-ups about us and other jewelers that we represent. Originally, when I started Carrots 35 years ago, I thought it was going to be just my stuff, but I couldn't keep up. And so we represent now about 15 other artists. And
Wow.
they're on our website too. You know, we talk about them. But during the pandemic, what we ended up doing was spending a lot of time working on the website. So now it's a catalog. It's not just a brochure. And if you go to shopcarrotsvail.com, you can see things that are there to be sold. There's prices and measurements and photographs. And not just of my stuff, but lots of the other artists that we represent. One of which, Carolyn Tyler, is an artist that will be here July 4th. Did you meet Carolyn Tyler?
I did. She's from Bali, right?
Yes, she's from Bali. And even more so these days. You know, it used to be she would always come on the 4th of July weekend, and she'd always come about Christmas time. And last Christmas, she didn't come, partly because of the virus. But the other part is because she decided to quit making jewelry. You believe that?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, because she had such an incredible story about that one lavender opal
Yeah,
that
right.
like brought me to tears on
Yeah,
TV.
right. And before that experience, she was a designer of not websites, but advertising and layouts, and she was a graphic designer and a copywriter and she had a successful advertising agency. She quit all that and started making jewelry. And now she's built up an international reputation, and she has gorgeous stuff and prices that range from $350 to probably $200,000. And she's decided to quit doing it.
Wow.
She's still in Bali. You know, she had a compound in Bali where she had workers working while she was up here marketing. And she's shutting all that down and turning it into a detox center, a health center. Because as a kid, she experienced things she didn't know about that were happening in her valley. There was a lot of government experimenting going on, and lots of people got poisoned, subtly poisoned. And Carolyn never felt really healthy, even as successful as she was, until she started going really around the world looking for ways to cleanse her body. And she's figured it out. She feels really good. And she's changing her compound in Bali into a center for people that want to do the same thing she's done to herself. She can help them do themselves. And she's giving up jewelry. So she still has a big inventory, and a big part of it is parked at Carrots. And she'll be here over the July 4th weekend. I think her show starts July 2nd and runs through the 6th, I believe. So if you want to see Carolyn, you can always see her jewelry in my store, but actually meeting and seeing Carolyn, this may be the last time.
Wow.
I can't imagine her staying away forever.
I was
And
just
she
gonna
says
say,
that too. Never say never. Never, never say always.
How heartbreaking that she's leaving the jewelry field, but how incredible what she's moving on to. So
Yeah.
congratulations if she's watching right now.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So, yeah, building the website.
Yes.
Back to that. It's shopcarrotsvail.com, and you'll see Carolyn's inventory. You'll see my inventory. Koji Kawamoto has a presence on there, along with a dozen or so other people. So I hope people go to shopcarrotsvail.com and take a look. To tell you a little bit about what Carrots is or has been, I came to Vail in 1970. And so 51 years ago, I've been making jewelry in Vail for 51 years. And I started Carrots about 34 years ago. And so I've been in the same location for 34 years making jewelry. And it's a working studio gallery where we can cast, we can polish, we can set stones. And a lot of what we do is unusual jewelry. My attitude has always been that people can shop for typical things in their hometown. And if I just had regular jewelry, things you see in the magazines and right up to date with the styles that are being promoted, you can do that at home. Why would anybody want to shop when they could be skiing? And well, I mean, I can see why you. I think there's really three sports in Vail. There's shopping, there's dining, and there's skiing. Yep. And all the other stuff too, hiking and biking. But we need to make things that are different and unusual, and we do. And I'll show you a few of those. But I want to show you how good we can be too with typical stuff. This is not a typical diamond. It's really a nice one. Hold your hand like that. I'll set it right there.
Wow. This is absolutely incredible. Very, very sparkly. And I mean,
it's all about sparkle. And it's a D color, so it's really a white diamond.
I mean, even on camera, it is showing some very serious sparkle. It is absolutely incredible.
Now that's something that a customer called me and said she wanted something around 3 carats, and I've been looking for a 3-carat diamond. This one, it turned out she liked this one the best, and it weighs 2 carats 69. So
just a little shy of that 3-carat mark that she was looking for.
Yeah, which is fine. She got, yeah. So we do that. We find diamonds for people. This one's graded by the Gemological Institute of America, and so it is what it's supposed to be, and so we do a lot of that. We're good at diamonds and other stones too.
You're good at diamonds, you're good at stones, and you've brought some other very cool pieces.
And then we're good at just making things that are pretty unusual. This is a little doll that I made in gold, and he had a home. It was 2 fingers holding him, and somebody wanted the 2 fingers, and so I sold him the fingers, and now I'm back to trying to figure out exactly how to This is what I've been doing during the pandemic, is working with things, making things in wax. Like here is a little moon face, real fragile in wax, and as things are picking up, and they are now, I'll start casting all these designs that I've been making but not casting for the last year.
This one is very pretty. I love the sun and the moon. So
what I was going to show you on the back of this one is a coin. It's an old, worn out quarter from 1916, I think. It was just something to build on top of. And we use a lot of money in not big bucks, but a lot of money when we're making jewelry. I think coins, money, is what got me involved in jewelry. When I was 8 years old, 3rd grade, I started collecting coins and got really fascinated with the metallurgy and the design of coins and how the coins are made. And I think that was just a sidestep into jewelry. Those are 2 ancient Greek coins that I copied. I don't counterfeit, but I copied the coin. The coin was originally in silver, and I made a wax of it, and then took the wax that I'd made from the coin and cut out that center plug, kind of highlighted the important part of that coin, cast it in 22 karat gold, cast the rest of the coin in sterling, and then put it all back together once they were polished. So it's obviously not the original coin, but it's
very pretty.
Just a step away from the original coin.
Yes. Are these Carolyn Tyler?
No, those are mine. And Carolyn, does really fine granulation. And granulation is something that, who knows, whoever invented it is lost in antiquity. And I don't know how they ever figured out how to put tiny little granules of gold onto a base of gold and then warm it up just enough that everything fuses but doesn't melt. I cast most things. I make things in wax, like this little moon face. And I call that mock granulation, fake granulation, because I make the little dots in gold, in wax, and then I cast it in gold. You can see around the edge of that are lots and lots of little dots that imitate Carolyn's granulation, but I don't do granulation.
Well, Dan, we are running out of time.
Already?
So yes. If people would like to contact you or come visit you, where are you guys located and what are your store hours?
We're located on East Meadow Drive, just 2 doors east of Latour, that really good French restaurant. Well, it's not so much French anymore, but that really good restaurant called Latour, 2 doors east of there. Or another way to say it is right straight across the street from the west end of the main Vail parking structure. And our phone number is easy to remember. You don't have to remember anything, just remember 0, which is nothing. You all know the prefix 476, and our number is 476, 476, and then 0.
Wow.
So
easy. Dan, thank you so much for coming in this morning and sharing all of this great information with us. Make sure if you're looking maybe for a Father's Day present, or you've got some kind of special holiday coming up, or you're just looking for a unique statement piece, that you check out Carriage Jewelers right there in Vail Village. Coming up next, we're going to be talking with Danielle about some career opportunities here at TV8.
I'm Clinton Griffiths, the host of Ag Day Television. Get the latest news about crops, livestock, rural living, and so much more from our award-winning team. Follow the food you eat from the field to the store to your table every day, because what's happening on the farm matters to you and your family. Watch Ag Day weekdays.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Follow your favorite extreme sports athletes with the Telly Award-winning show, The Line. If you're an adrenaline junkie and need a daily dose of base jumping, skydiving, highlining, biking, kayaking, and more, then look no further. We've got you covered. Catch JT Holmes, Andy Lewis, Cam Zink, and many more extreme sport athletes here on The Line. Check your local listings for more information.
Welcome to Street Magic. I'm Elizabeth Stanton with some of the most terrifying stunts, extraordinary extreme escapes, and the most amazing cutting-edge magicians you'll ever see in one show. Get ready to have your mind turned inside out. The hand is definitely quicker than the eye.
It's fake.
I'm not just saying this because my boss is sitting right next to me. I genuinely wake up and I'm excited to come to work every day. I love my job and I love the little TV8 family that we have, but we're looking to expand. And Danielle, you've got some great information for us.
Absolutely. Good morning, Maddie.
Good morning. Thank you for being here bright and early
Oh,
with me
it's
this
my
morning.
pleasure. Always a pleasure to sit with you.
I love it.
Yeah, we are excited to be expanding the TV8 team. You know, we have been back in action for a couple weeks now, and we've hired, as you know, a few core members, but we're certainly looking to hire some more. So we're looking for some more hosts for Good Morning Vail and other programming that we have planned over the next few months, as well as some field videographers and some video editors.
I mean, so a range.
A range. Absolutely.
If anyone has ever dreamed of being on TV or maybe giving the hosting thing a chance,
Now is the time.
Now is the time to do it. And
Absolutely.
So if people want to apply for being a host, what's the best way for them to do it? Do they submit reels to you? Do they any TV prior experience?
Certainly, it's always great if they've got a little bit of prior experience, but some of my favorite hosts have never done it before as well. So, if you have the inkling, if you've got any previous experience, certainly send a reel. If not, just send a resume, and you can do that, Danielle at parkcity.tv, and we can have you in and do an interview right here on the set.
Oh my gosh, it's fun. If you've never done it before and maybe you've been like, wow, I think that I could do that. I could be up early and I can be in front of the camera, then
let's give it a shot.
Let's
Absolutely,
go.
reach out.
Yes, and then you can come and sit with myself, Eric, maybe Mark on the couch.
That's right.
And then for kind of production assistants and some video editors right now, what does their job entail?
We're looking for some field videographers to go out in the field with camera and do some sports segments, as well as some other programming that we've got slated. And then we're also looking for video editors, so somebody with experience with Premiere, and certainly if you have any examples of your work, that's a great thing to send along to me as well, so that we can get a feel for what you're capable of.
Which is so amazing. And are we hiring for full-time or part-time?
Both.
Oh my goodness. So right now you can launch a whole brand new career with TV8.
Absolutely. And we're looking forward to expanding the team.
I mean, I'm looking forward to expanding the team because everyone that we have here is so wonderful. And you always hear that hoax of like, yeah, come work with us. We're like a family, but
we really are.
We really are. Like we're on week 3-4 now.
Yes.
Of you and I getting to
Absolutely.
be together all the time. And I'm like, hi, Danielle. So let me tell you about this boy that I think is cute.
That's right. We're there already.
Or I'm like,
it's family.
Yeah, let me tell you about my dog issues that I'm having. It's so family. It's so amazing. So make sure you apply.
Absolutely.
Perfect. So full-time, part-time, Danielle Turner at?
Danielle at parkcity.tv.
Danielle at parkcity.tv. All right, well, make sure that you apply. Come just meet us, come hang out with us, come interview with us. You won't regret it, I promise. We're going to be posting the job listings on social media, on LinkedIn.
Yes. And our website will be back live in the next few days, so look for it there too.
Oh my goodness.
TV8vail.com.
Perfect. I didn't know that until this morning. Yeah, I'm so excited about our website. So make sure that you look at all the great places and you can come in, meet with us, come sit on the couch, drink some coffee, maybe some tea, hang out, chat a little bit, and join our family.
That's right.
Danielle, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Anytime, Maddie.
Oh my gosh, so easy. I love it so much. I'm so excited. Okay, make sure that you apply at TV8 because it is a family, and we are excited to be expanding our team. We are excited to give people opportunities to become hosts, production assistant, video editors, field videographers, whatever it is that you're interested in. Maybe you just want to try something new. Now is your chance. But we're going to take a quick break, and then coming up, we've got Carrie Hogan from Knapp Ranch.
Each week on the Tech Show, you can look forward to the latest in technology and how you can use it too. We'll also chat with leading experts, and you'll find out if the latest gadget will take my money or not. Don't miss the Tech Show. Tech your local listings.
I'm Tyne Morgan, host of U.S. Farm Report, a weekend tradition since 1975. I invite you to join us each week as we shine a light on agriculture today and the great way of life that can only be found in rural America. Our team travels the roads less taken to give you a unique perspective on an industry that is rooted in incredible diversity. Come along for the ride as we showcase how farming and ranching isn't just a profession, it's a way of life.
Welcome aboard. Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
Follow your favorite extreme sports athletes with the Telly Award-winning show, The Line. If you're an adrenaline junkie and need a daily dose of base jumping, skydiving, highlining, biking, kayaking, and more, then look no further. We've got you covered. Catch JT Holmes, Andy Lewis, Cam Zink, and many more extreme sport athletes here on The Line. Check your local listings for more information.
I'm so excited to be sitting here with Carrie Hogan from Knapp Ranch. It's been a minute.
It has been a minute or two, hasn't it?
Oh my goodness.
Welcome back, TV8.
Welcome.
It's good to see you guys again.
I know, it's so good to see you. Thank you so much for coming
Absolutely.
in bright and early this morning.
Absolutely. We love TV8. We know it works.
It does work, and it's really fun. It's fun to get to see you in the morning. I miss our girl chats that we used to have over there.
Absolutely. We used to talk a little bit about wine, and now we're going to talk about Knapp Ranch.
And some honey and some bees.
Honey. So yeah, Knapp Ranch is a ranch up in Edwards in Upper West Lake Creek, but we also have local businesses. So we have the Knapp's Garden Center, which is behind City Market in Eagle. Go see them. They've got beautiful baskets, anything you want for the garden, starters, flowers, all sorts of things. Then there's Knapp Harvest in Eagle Ranch. And that's that's a marketplace that shows off locally produced products and produce. So it's like a market inside, farmer's market. So you can get fresh organic vegetables and fruits and cheeses and eggs and milk and fresh flowers, along with vendors that are local that we sell their products. So Avon Bakery's in there, Amaza Breads, Annabelle Cheeses, you know, Dream Colorado Cream, Solandra Soaps, all sorts of things. And then we have Knapp's Nectar within our store, which has to do all about our bees. We have bee program at Knapp that we have bee houses all along the valley. We're all about the bees. So next week we are shining a light on pollinators. So next week is National Pollinator Week. And so we're going to shine a light at Knapp Harvest Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, 3 to 6. We always are open 9 to 5, or 9 to 6, I'm sorry. But you can come visit us for special educational presentations about honey tastings, recipes, a kids' art show, all sorts of things that will shine a light around the bees and how important they are. They're just one of our pollinators. And we'll be having a huge sale on our bee clothing. We've got bee gardening things for the kids. We just have a lot of different things besides, of course, our wonderful honeys. Yeah, I mean, come on.
Are you kidding?
They're so cute.
These are so cute.
I know.
Do you think
I
they
know.
come in my size?
I wish. I already checked. Yeah, no.
I love these.
But we do have other adult things as well. But yeah, so we've got everything that has to do with the bees. As she's holding these things up, I'll talk about some of the honeys. Our master beekeeper sources honey from all over the place, not just from Knapp Ranch, but we've got specialty honeys. I bet you didn't know there was a list called the 10 best honeys to try before you die.
No.
And number 1 was fireweed honey, which we will have again. That was a hot item last year. Number 3 is the Hawaiian honey there, and it comes out creamy like that right out of the hive. It's beautiful. I can admit I eat that like pudding. Then we have Tupelo honey. You know, Morrison made that a famous song, but Tupelo honey's a thing. We also have honey from the Appalachians. So there's honey from all over the place, and you can learn about the benefits as well.
Which I know one of the huge benefits about locally grown honey is it helps with your allergies.
Absolutely.
And I would prefer my teaspoon of honey a day to my multiple allergy medicines that I have to take.
Absolutely. And if you come, we can teach you about that. It's amazing. It also helps your immune system. There's so many benefits to honey. Okay, here's another one, locally grown.
I mean, this is
so
cute.
They're just darling. They really are. And they all have a message. And a lot of these clothing lines give back to save the bees.
Which
so,
I love.
You know, anything you want to know about bees, we've got 2 beekeepers there. I'm a beginning beekeeper. I've got bees in my place in Gypsum. And I just love the little things. But we also need to educate people about the dangers of what is happening to the bees. And that's what we'll be talking a lot about. Dandelions. Gotta love your dandelions. That's the first food that our bees have. That's one reason they're disappearing. When you spray it with Roundup, you are killing the bees, period, end.
Yeah.
They take that away. Besides, you're hurting your children and the pets. It's a known carcinogen. So, you know, we have signs that say no pesticides, no spray zone. So you can put that in your yard, talk to your homeowners association, say, no, thank you. I'd rather have the bees, I'd rather have my kids healthy than I don't mind the mosquitoes. So I lost all of my bees last winter due to environmental stress.
Wow.
So it hit home pretty hard for me. So it really is important for us to understand our environment before it disappears completely. So we just celebrate anything that has to do with the pollinators. And by the way, there's other pollinators besides bees, birds, dragonflies, bats, you know, all sorts of things. There's another one.
Sweet as a honeybee.
Sweet as a honeybee.
I love these.
I
can't
again
get
wish
enough
that
of
was
them.
in our size.
I know, right? I would wear this whole thing just as is if I could fit into it.
It would be fantastic. It'd be fantastic. And again, we've got educational things as well. So these are really fun, these little kits for kids. One's for bird watching, and it actually has everything you need to plant a garden that will attract birds. And then there's a little field note thing for your kids to fill out. So this way you can educate your kids while they have fun. And the kids are all about the bees. They're now starting to tell their parents, hey, leave the dandelions alone.
And it's coming back to the fact that if we can start them young to help save our environment, then we're going to have a chance.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's hope. There's definitely hope. Another, you know, and I just grab things and put it there. There's so much there. It's really a fun place to shop because you can get, you know, your meals to go, organic, freshly prepared from Second Nature. So you're in a rush, you come in, you're getting to-go food, but it's organic and it's good for your family. You can get the seasonal vegetables. Today, our farm person, Andy, is down in Palisades picking up fresh vegetables and fruits. So we are always showcasing what's seasonal, what's fresh, what is organic, and it's important. We also sell all sorts of things. This is an alternative to paper towels, and this is made in Sweden. These are absolutely fantastic, and it saves a lot on paper towels. We have wax paper alternatives, all sorts of things alternative for your home so you can help the environment as well.
Which is absolutely incredible. And I mean, right now, this is such a huge thing, especially as we're kicking off summer. Our wildflowers are starting to come up, and people need to just be respectful of them so that our bees can continue to live.
Absolutely, and the drought is not helping either. So, you know, whenever I've got little containers around my yard with water, they're little so that they're not also collecting mosquitoes, so they'll refill them almost every day. And there's marbles in there for the bees to sit on to drink the water. So if you are conscious, if you've got birds, I have bird feeders and I track the birds that way along with water. So, you know, if you do simple things like that, you can have a absolutely great backyard habitat where you can sit and watch your bees and the birds and feel good about being part of the environment in the right way. So I think we've got a lot to share with the community, and we would love to do it. And we've got events all summer long.
Oh my gosh, Carrie, I am so happy that you're back. I have missed you.
I've missed you too.
And also, I am loving the bee talk only because I think it's so important that people understand the impact that something as little as paper towels can do.
Absolutely, and thank you for saying that. That's very true. And a lot of times it's just education. I can't tell you how many people just say, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And so it's not, you know, it's more a matter of teaching people what is the thing to do. A long time ago, back in the 60s, there's a company that decided dandelions were bad. And so all of the commercials were, get rid of your dandelions. They're ugly, they're this, that, and the other. Well, no, they're the bees' first food, especially in the mountains.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot available for the bees. So, you know, we had to take our bees from up on the ranch down because there wasn't enough water, and we were worried about them making it through the winter. So if you talk to beekeepers, you get on beekeepers' social media, it's a thing. They talk all around the world. They discuss what's going on. Why are the queens not lasting as long? What is going on? And they're putting their minds together and their heads together, and our master beekeeper, Carmen's, in on those conversations. So we can learn, you know, to enhance by enhancing the bees, we enhance our own lives.
Well, exactly. And like I said, the allergy thing for local honey, and there are just so many benefits to them.
Oh, my.
Absolutely. We need to keep them around. We need to be fighting for the bees. They might be little, but
they are mighty.
They are so
mighty.
Mighty. Carrie, thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure. Absolutely.
I'm so excited. Make sure that you check out Knapp Ranch. You go to their website. They have so many great things. I can't even get over it. I have to go buy some bee stuff only because I have a dog, Beatrice, the bumblebee.
Oh,
and
my.
So I have to go buy some
We
bee.
do have dog collars and dog decorations.
Perfect. Okay, well then I'll see you in the next couple of days.
That sounds good.
Stay tuned because we've got just a little more Good Morning Vail left and another very special guest coming in next.
I'm Clinton Griffiths, the host of Ag Day Television. Get the latest news about crops, livestock, rural living, and so much more from our award-winning team. Follow the food you eat from the field to the store to your table every day, because what's happening on the farm matters to you and your family. Watch Ag Day weekdays.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you. Welcome to Street Magic. I'm Elizabeth Stanton with some of the most terrifying stunts, extraordinary extreme escapes, and the most amazing cutting-edge magicians you'll ever see in one show. Get ready to have your mind turned inside out. The hand is definitely quicker than the eye.
It's fake. It's fake.
I promised you that we had another very special guest coming in, and we've got Todd Rohr from Mein Haus. Todd, thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Thanks, Maddie. And thanks for bringing back Good Morning Vail. We've missed that a lot here at Mein Haus. All my guests at Mein Haus miss seeing your show, so we're looking forward to getting that back on the cable and seeing your bright, shining faces and all the information you guys give it to all of our guests, for all of our tourists that come to the Vail Valley of the Eagle County.
We're excited to finally be back. We need to give a special shout out to Danielle for making everything happen.
All right.
Seriously,
yes.
the
Right.
fearless leader over there.
It's great, yes.
We're super excited to be back. And speaking of super exciting things, you've been doing something super exciting.
Yeah, so last year, before all the coronavirus kind of stuff came out, November 2019, we had basically come up with the ideas that of how to prevent age-related neurodegenerative processes like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and a whole bunch of other things that have different names like that. And we made the announcement here at that we had made those discoveries and we were going to work on that. And then it was difficult to work on those things last year because a lot of things were closed and the labs and stuff we were going to work with were closed and et cetera. But and we brought the announcement out December 26th, and then some physicians in Wuhan announced that there was a virus going around on December 30th. So we kind of got lost in the process there. But the thing we wanted to basically come back and talk about eventually was basically a new way of thinking about neurodegenerative processes that are age-related, and probably the stuff that we want to use, the medications we use will probably be useful also in traumatic brain injuries. So people that have big accidents on the ski slopes or the football players or that kind of stuff. And the idea behind this is preventing disease rather than waiting for a really bad problem and saying, oh, well, mom, dad doesn't look so good, or old folks like me don't look so good, but to prevent those kind of things. And so the terminology that we're going to introduce is something called dopamine responsive neurodegenerative diseases. And we have an acronym for that. It's called DRAINed, because that's kind of the way us older folks, you're a young person, you don't have to worry about this. We're going to try to prevent any problems you or your families might have as well. And not everybody that gets older gets demented. So the terms that are usually, you hear senile actually just means old. All right, it actually doesn't mean having a cognitive problem. So you can be senile, you can be 100 years old and have a perfectly normal brain. But about half of the population of the world will develop a problem with a neurodegenerative process that can lead to problems with cognitive function as well as motor functions. And rather than waiting until and we've now looked at the biochemistry, the history of how these disease processes have occurred. We've gone back and reviewed the literature going back 200 years and come up with this new framework on how the brain works, which we'll talk about eventually, not today, but on another talk. But also how to prevent these age-acquired processes. So, and the substance that we're going to look for is dopamine. So I'm a retired physician, so I can't help you directly write the prescriptions and stuff. So it's very important that anybody that has any kind of issue, go and talk to your own physician, talk to your family physician, and have somebody that works with you directly. The other thing that's up there is the Mein Haus Scholars. So this is a new program that we're expanding upon to bring scientists to talk to us here in the Vail Valley and come on Good Morning Vail and tell the world basically the advances in the research that is behind these theories and what we're doing to try to prove that actually dopamine and related substances are very valuable in the brain. So been chatting a lot here.
I
You
know.
I'm taking all your thunder here.
No,
Yeah.
you're totally fine. I'm
right,
just so
cool.
excited that you're so excited and that
right.
you've done all of this research and you've put all of this time in. And so now we're kind of getting into the nitty-gritty of how you came up with some of these things. This is the first graph that we're showing right here.
Right.
It's right behind us. It's
Sure.
right in front of us. So.
Sure. Yeah, I can see it as well, sir, so I don't have to look behind us. But basically, there's a guy named Mike Roizen who wrote the book Real Age. Mike Roizen, a good friend of mine, he's a board-certified anesthesiologist and internist. He happens to be Oprah's physician, so that's kind of how a lot of how he got introduced to the rest of the world. But he wrote this book called Real Age, and he looked at a number of things that actually would slow the progression of aging. And I recommend his book highly, and he's a great guy, great friend of mine. And we brought him in different places to give his talk and his seminars and that kind of stuff. But basically, the idea is that all of your physiologic functions more or less deteriorate with age, and all of our physiologic functions seem to peak around age 30, and then they go down slowly. So there's kind of a normal curve, which you would see off to the right there. That's the stuff above the pink. That's kind of like normal people. If you have a genetic abnormality or something that predisposes you to disease, then your age-relating process may be a little bit quicker. And in the past, we've always looked at we wait till somebody gets really sick or they have an obvious illness, and then we start treating them. And once we explain fully why these molecules work, dopamine and the catecholamines work. The idea is, instead of waiting until somebody's really sick and trying to slow the progression from there, is to find markers that come on a little bit earlier, whether it's a genetic problem or there's a group that has been looking at other markers like constipation in older people. And there's a host of things that we can look at. So before you're so sick that you can't function, that's dementia. It means you can't actually do some cognitive process of life. You can't do one of the activities of daily living. Before you reach that process, people, for the most part, know that they're having a problem. And those are the folks that we would start treating earlier. So like me as an example, when I was in my early 40s, I have a family predisposition for Parkinsonism. When I started noticing that I was having troubles using my hands as an anesthesiologist, I thought, well, it's probably not the best idea to be sticking needles, within a millimeter of somebody's nerve anymore. I don't really want to hurt anybody, and started taking the medications that are for Parkinsonism. And there's been a lot of research going back to, we first started giving a drug called levodopa back in 1969. And we've done a lot of improvements of treatments for Parkinsonism and that class of medications. We've done a lot of research since 1969, and then I've gone back and read loads and loads and loads of research, and come up with all these ideas. And so one of the problems that we have as far as getting the whole theory brought together is that biochemists, I'm a biochemist originally, is my undergraduate degree. Biochemists don't tend to talk to anatomists. Anatomists don't tend to talk to animal researchers. Animal researchers don't tend to talk to clinicians, and then clinicians, neurologists don't talk to each other that much as well. So you got all these groups that are doing parallel research, and it's hard to get any one entity, because people have busy lives and they're trying to advance their careers and that kind of thing. It's hard for all of that, for any one person to kind of like bring all this stuff together. Well, since I retired kind of younger in life than a lot of folks, I had opportunity to go spend 10 years in a library. When anecdote, I had a professor from Stanford stay with us here last week, and I told him when I interviewed for medical school at Stanford, the chairman of microbiology came over and gave a talk, and he said there's nothing like 2 months in the library, there's nothing like 2 years of work in the lab to avoid 2 months in the library. So there's a lot of research out there that's been done. We don't always understand the context of it, but instead of spending 100 years of doing research, I spent 10 years in the library looking up all this stuff. And then once finally you get the idea that something's right, you start making predictions. You say, well, if X is true, then Y must be true. And I've never heard of this before, but you go and do a literature search, and all of a sudden, wow, that prediction was true. Well, if that's Y is true, then Z must be true. Well, somebody had to look at that, and you go, do the research, do the literature research, and you go, holy cow, I'm starting to make predictions based upon the entire theory. So, and I haven't found anything yet that really conflicts with the theory. There's a lot of physicians and scientists have a lot of discussion about them. That's the scientific process. We constantly challenge ideas because we want to have the right idea and have the best idea. But the idea that you should be using globally should explain all of the data and all of the research and all of the information that is available. And the theory that we have basically explains and incorporates all of the data that I can find. So I'm looking forward to getting these ideas out and getting more discussion because I think that will lead to actually people realizing that these catecholamines are very important in the brain for a number of reasons, and if we can increase the amount of catecholamines in the brain, that's a preventive aspect of neurodegenerative processes. So.
I mean, so much information to unfold just
I know. I hope
in
much.
that few minutes that we just were chatting about it. But so what you're doing right now, and even with yourself, is you're taking a medicine to help you kind of slow the roll. And what you're saying in a shorter term is basically if you start taking this medicine, whether you have these genetic triggers, you have that genetic mark of, okay, Alzheimer's runs in my family's DNA, or dementia runs in my family's DNA, then you can start this process to help slow your own degeneration of your brain down with this one medication.
That would be the theory, yeah. So you see the slide behind us. Catecholamines are a group of molecules. There's 3 that are naturally occurring. Epinephrine, that a lot of people call adrenaline because it's from the adrenal gland that just sits above your kidney. So epinephrine, norepinephrine, dopamine are all the naturally occurring catecholamines that are biologically active within the body. They're active in the brain. They're also active throughout on your muscles. They're active upon your neurons. They're active upon not just skeletal muscles, but smooth muscles as well, like the heart, bowel, that sort of thing. And so those are the 3 molecules that are naturally occurring. Now, dopamine, norepinephrine, and epinephrine are in the brain, in different parts of the brain, but they don't cross the blood-brain barrier. So you have a barrier between your brain and the rest of your body, so that when you take in certain substances that your brain uses as signaling, you don't mess up your signaling. So those medicines you can't, those drugs you can't take, those compounds you can't actually give to somebody. But levodopa, the precursor to that, you can give that, and it does cross the blood-brain barrier. And like I said, since 1969, we've been looking at perfecting the chemistry and the delivery of that system and of dopamine to the brain. And I've come up with a drug called Cinemet, was the original one, and now it's a generic form called carbidopa-levodopa. And the reason that these drugs these substances called catecholamines, excuse me, are effective at preventing the neurodegenerative processes is because when you get a benzene ring or a 6-carbon ring and it grabs an oxygen, they tend to stack by themselves. It's a process called pi stacking. So if you remember back from your high school or junior high or wherever you took chemistry, there's certain electron orbits around molecules. And so the first one is the S shell, and the second one is the P or pi one. And so all of these molecules will do what we call pi stacking. And I'm going to run out of time here pretty quick.
Yeah,
so
we're running out really quickly here, but I mean, so much great information.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, we're going to have to do this again and maybe get through the rest of the slides because there's a few more.
We'll have a lot more things to talk about. So,
okay, perfect. Todd, thank you so much for coming in.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Make sure that you check out Mein Haus if you're looking for a place to stay and some great information. Also, if you just want to hear some more information about this, you can always go stay at the Mein Haus to see Todd and everyone there. We are so excited about today's show. It went by so quickly. I can't believe how fast it flew by. Tune in tomorrow. We're excited to see you tomorrow morning.